Welcome back to Choppin It Up with Lil Ron. This is your boy Lil Ron. Today we have a guest that stands out from all the rest of the guests that actually been on the show. This guest has a very awesome story, a story of triumphing and being the underdog. I want to welcome you guys, the one and only Mr. Benito. How you doing, Mr. Benito?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for having me.
Yes. I had to have you on the show because I wanted to actually talk to you because I wanted to actually go kind of outside of the box. Certain things that people have been looking at and been checking out on the show, they love, but I wanted to have something that stand out. And out of all the guests I had prior to you, they all have their own lane, but you have a whole different category that I love and I like. And I was told so much about you, and I admire because I have a similar story to it as well. So for the people that don't know you, my fans and everything, give us a little backstory about yourself.
Okay. Well, I've always been an athlete in high school. I played all three sports, basketball, track, and football. Kind of lost my way. Got into partying, drinking, doing drugs. I was making a lot of money. I got into management.
What kind of management? If you don't mind me asking, what kind of management?
Like upper management, for companies. Like I was in charge of like divisions, like a retail division, a collection division, and I had multiple people working under me for years.
Okay, a young boss.
I'm a young boss, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was, I have that addictive personality. I just keep going and going and going. I can't stop.
That's right.
So I put that into my work, and I made a lot of money, but I really wasn't happy.
Yes, because some people don't understand. You can make all the money in the world. You can be rich. You can have all the cars. You can have all of the fancy houses. You can have all the women. You can have all the drugs. But if you do not have happiness, you don't have nothing. It don't really matter. And they don't understand that.
No. And it's funny how things come to full circle, because when I was doing this, I met the former UFC champion, Rico Rodriguez.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like knock 'em out, dude?
Yeah.
Wow.
And we became friends, and we started partying together.
Oh.
And he ended up going to a reality show, VH1.
Yes, I
to
seen
clean up
it.
his life.
Yes, I seen it.
And offered to pay for my rehab, and I was like, no, I'm going to go ahead and do it on my own.
That's a good friend.
Yep.
I hate to say it, some friends, they quick to party with you in things that you do, and some of them are there when you up, but when you down, they're nowhere to be found. They're not around.
Very true, and that's why we're still friends now.
Wow.
And I would like to have him a guest on the show, by the way.
Hey, man, all you do is set it up, and we're going to make it happen.
Yeah, former UFC champion, like he's very decorated. But so, he went and he did his things. I did my thing. I got back into management, and there had always been I always loved Muay Thai.
Okay.
And Muay Thai is a particular sport. It's in Thailand. You got to take a plane like 20 hours just to get there. 19-hour flight.
19 hours?
19 hours.
Is that, when I first heard about it and it introduced to me, the first thing that came to mind, I was thinking about, I'm a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan. So I'm thinking about like blood sport. That's what I was actually thinking.
More en bak.
Okay, I got you.
En bak, it's because in Thailand they use elbows, knees, and it was used in war, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a whole history, tradition behind it.
That's what's up.
So I ended up joining a gym there. And like the underdog, man, I'm late, right? I was actually in my early 30s when I joined there.
God.
And I fell in love with it. Like I tell people, when you fall in love with something and you find your passion, what you're meant to do, you won't give up.
That's correct.
You will not.
Right.
And and like I said, things come to full circle. I'd always been an athlete, and it woke that athlete back up.
Yes.
And it was just crazy. Like everything, I lost my management job. I made a decision to move into the gym.
Wow.
And dedicate my life to Muay Thai. I lived in a gym.
You lived in the gym?
In the gym for years.
Wow.
For like 5 years, training. Ended up becoming a coach because people were coming in and out. So the regular person might train 1 or 2 hours. I was in the gym 15, 16 hours.
Wow. Yes. So you pretty much you are a beast. I hate to say that. I mean, I'm pretty much you pass you on a master's level, because if you put in them many hours, you learned a lot throughout the years.
Yes, and the great thing about that is I didn't just put in the hours in the gym. I ended up hooking up with Rico Rodriguez again. He has over 80 pro MMA fights. I ended up hooking up with his coach, who's an MMA legend. And I went to Thailand every year and started training with world champions and ended up getting my certificate, a teacher certificate. It's called a crew.
Wow.
So now I'm a teacher that I had to go to Thailand and they tested me in front of teachers. I also fought. Mm-hmm. I'm a certified referee and judge in here and in Thailand. Wow. So I really dedicated my life to this.
Man, and this is amazing, because you basically went from management all the way to a complete different lane.
Right, and that's what I was talking about, how everything comes full circle. I was an athlete in high school. In my 20s, I was management. The management transitioned to the ownership of the gym. Now I'm an owner. Not only was I a student, a fighter, a coach, I am an owner, 100% owner.
Wow.
And just recently, just doubled my facility, 6,000 square feet. We've added Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to there. So not only do I teach Muay Thai, I teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at my location. I'm now a blue belt in Jiu-Jitsu.
Blue belt?
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm learning to become a black belt, and I'm studying different arts of striking, which is led with where you can headbutt.
I was going to ask that.
Yes.
What would it take for a person to become a black belt? I mean, do you ever have that person?
Well, there's different martial arts. Like in Jiu-Jitsu, it's a black belt. In Muay Thai, we don't have belts. We have Mongkongs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you become a crew, a teacher. There's different levels, yeah.
Do you ever have that person that come in the gym that think, man, this ain't nothing, I can knock you out?
Well, if you look at the Muay Thai videos and you start watching them, they don't, when you start seeing elbows and knees, it's very intimidating. So we really don't have that come in the gym too much.
Have you ever, lost any teeth or broken ribs?
I've been in an elbow fight. I have not lost any teeth. I've had, elbow grazed me, sore ribs. I've fractured my foot.
Wow.
But that's it.
Okay.
My fighting career got cut short. Not that I couldn't fight. Mm-hmm. It's just I became such an amazing coach. I'm also good with people. Being a coach is more than just holding pads, throwing combinations.
Like being a leader. Some people
you can
not
have
good.
an amazing fighter, but does that mean they're a great coach?
You sure right. You're right, because anybody can. Some people think they can get in the gym and I could be like next Floyd Mayweather, but are you willing to learn what Mayweather had to learn to get where you were? Are you willing to learn what Mike Tyson learned and Muhammad Ali's? You can't just get in the ring with somebody. Like, prime example, I remember the year that I think Kim Shamrock was supposed to fight Kimbo Slice. Mm-hmm. At the last minute, they changed the card and put another guy in there. I don't remember the guy's name, but he took Kimbo Slice out just like that, which Kimbo Slice at the time was a popular street fighter. Mm-hmm. He was a person that just knocked people out. And some people don't understand what you do in the street is different when you deal with people that's trained to do that.
Yes. And it's like they said, the fights are won before you get in there. It's what you do when people aren't looking, like you said.
That's correct.
And I think people saw my story and the dedication. It's an inspiration to them, Mm-hmm. And they think, man, if this guy can do it, he believed. Because a lot of people didn't believe in me. When, the people I was partying with, they were laughing at me.
That's correct.
I was standing at the end of the line, and then, I moved up a little more. And then I moved up a little more. I moved up, and oh, my God.
Did you in the process of doing your own gym, mm-hmm. did you have any, struggles? Some people.
Yeah, a lot of struggles. Well, my first coach ended up committing a crime, so he left.
Oh, man.
So when I found out he committed the crime, I was making him money while he was overseas. So I ended up quitting. It was a crime that I could not forgive. It was, mm-hmm. He did something very bad. So I walked away. I started working construction on the roof for Williams Brothers. Wow. I'm afraid of heights, by the way. I had to conquer my fear. Wow. But I needed money, and I needed quick money, and I needed to get off at 5:30.
Gotcha.
So that was the way. I ended up going to the Philippines. I got hired to train 3 girls out there. I trained at Pacquiao's gym. Like I said, I went to Thailand, trained at Tiger Muay Thai, a bunch of gyms out there. And then I ended up opening a location in Greens Point with an investor. Mm-hmm. That fell through. The location was falling apart. It just fell apart.
I remember when I was into doing my dream, which my original dream was actually music.
Yes.
I remember the days I used to carry my son, 3-4 years old, with me when I go back and forth. I remember the days being in my studio late, sleeping in my car. So my struggle, but as the years progress and I work hard, and those same people that I thought they was my friends, they was laughing at me, not understanding the vision I had in my mind, and they look at me today and be like, "Hey, man," I'm like, "Hey, I'm that same person you met in the beginning, but I vow to help anybody I can help, no matter what."
Same here. And, you know, I can relate sleeping in my car because imagine sleeping in your car in Greenspoint. I had to do that sometimes, and people think they see the big gym now, you know, and they think it's overnight success, but this is hard work.
Greenspoint is dangerous. They call it gunpoint because a lot of people actually lose their lives, man, in Greenspoint. And Greenspoint is it used to be good back in the days, but it just seemed like no matter where you go, it's always going to be a bad place.
Yeah, and anywhere.
Anywhere you go, it's just
kind of like that's mixed everywhere.
Yes, and some people think, okay,
there's some great places in Greenspoint.
You got some good places that's in Greenspoint, and you got some bad places in Greenspoint. You're right. That's like a real scary situation. Do you have kids? Anything?
I don't have kids.
Oh,
I don't have kids yet. No, I don't. But from that location, I'm not in Greenspoint anymore. Like I said, that one fell apart. I ended up getting one on my own.
Okay.
And then from there, COVID hit.
Yes. And COVID set back a lot of businesses. And some people just quit because all they wanted was PPP money, and that's it. Never open the business up. Just say, hey, I'm not going to do it.
Can you imagine? First off, my coach commits a crime. Then I get into a bad investment. Now COVID hits. Like, I'm doing all the things right. But that's why I tell people, you have to accept it. Take responsibility, even if it's not your fault, and press on. And I tell my students that. So I accept it. I was in Thailand, actually, when they shut down.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in Thailand, getting certified, getting my back tattooed traditionally in Thai.
Wow.
And I caught the last plane back. So my gym, a lot of the members stayed. But, of course, you're going to lose some because they lost their job.
You're sure right.
So we went back down, didn't get any help from the government. Hardly no help at all.
Wow.
And then we built the gym back up and got a bigger location.
Man. And you know, what I did, COVID paved the way for the show that you on right now.
That's awesome.
Because what I end up doing is I sat back and I was thinking of what I wanted to come up with, how I want to come up with it, working back and forward, shooting movies and stuff, prepping stuff, doing my Kicks and Tricks show. And I knew once I got the foundation of the Kicks and Tricks, I was going to convert the people from Kicks and Tricks to this, because this is what I wanted to do. This was the thing I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to let people's voices be heard. That's the way it should be. I didn't care if they was black. I didn't care if they was white. I didn't care if they was brown. I didn't care what color they were. I want them to be heard, especially on my show. I don't want nothing to be, well, we only specialize in black businesses and stuff.
Right.
That's not how it works. Everybody has their own story. Everybody has the own thing that they want to do and how they want it to be heard. And you got people out there that want to do what you do, don't know how to go by doing it, afraid that, hey, if I turn back around and do this, people going to laugh at me. Do you deal with people that say, like, somebody bullying their child? They come in and say, hey, I got somebody bullying my child. I want to train them to actually fight. Do you deal with stuff like that?
All the time. And you know what? We actually don't teach self-defense there. We teach how to take control of the situation.
Got you.
And that's what you want to do. I do teach my kids that, but I talk to them too. It's like Spider-Man, that movie Spider-Man. Everybody knows Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
With great power comes great responsibility. Yes, I've had kids that have been bullied. Now they're bully-proof.
Wow.
I had a story about a kid. He had long hair. You know, he was, you know, a pretty boy. And this older kid was always punching him on the bus.
Wow.
And he just didn't know what to do, was tired of it, asked the kid to stop, tried to talk to the parents, and ended up taking my class. The kid was punching him one day, asked him to stop. He defended himself.
Wow. And
took one shot, and then the kid had a busted nose. They were in the office. The kid never touched him again. They got suspended. But you got to understand, the kid was
Self-defense.
We never want violence, but I tell a kid if he's backed up against the corner and he can't go anywhere,
that's right.
Then you
if
have
cornered,
to defend yourself.
You show right. You show right.
And I have to disagree with the rule. Let them hit you first before you hit them.
Sometimes you can de-escalate the situation.
Well, the thing is, let me hit somebody first. I'll knock them out.
That's correct.
Right? Why would you say hit me first?
That's right.
What you do is you back up, say, I don't want to fight, back up, back up. If you're backed into a corner, they get into your space.
Then you have to defend yourself.
You have to defend yourself.
Okay. Another question I want to ask. Everybody that come on the show, I always do this to every people. Can you tell me your top 5 artists? I don't care what type of music it is, the top 5, dead or alive, that you like.
As of right now?
Yeah. It can be alive. They can be dead. Whoever you like.
Number 1 is Tupac.
Man,
Tupac is number 1.
Hey, I hate to say it. Anybody that know me, they know I'm a die-hard Tupac fan. Yes. I smile every time somebody say Tupac.
Gotta be number 1.
Okay.
I'm kind of a ladies' man, so I would say Enrique Iglesias.
Okay.
Would be one of them. Right now I'm just kind of listening to like meditation music. Like
okay, so that'll count.
Zen music. 5, right? I like Drake, man.
Okay. Is that wrong with having Drake?
Yeah, Drake he's crushing it. Last one. Man, I listen to so much. Who would I give it to right now? Who am I listening to? Let's go with Bad Bunny.
Okay.
Go with Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny or 21 Savage, either one of those. I'm young at heart, man. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What for the people that want to find you? How can they find you? You have Instagram?
Instagram.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram. You can see a lot of cool videos.
What's your Instagram name?
It's Benny, Benny, Cam, CAM.
Okay.
Third.
Okay.
3RD, like the third. Because my last name's Camarillo, so it's a short initial Cam, third.
Do you have a YouTube page that they can actually go to see some of your videos?
I don't have a YouTube page, but our company does. Aces Jiu-Jitsu Club.
Okay.
You can see us on YouTube, and I'm putting instructional videos on there right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I definitely wanted to, the movie I got coming out, I definitely want to bring you back. And I know I'm going to bring you back on my show. Okay. But I have some stuff with my movie I actually want to do. And you guys always remember, this show is always going to continue to be where it is, and it only will be successful with you guys. Until next time, remember, anything is possible. Until next time, we out. Peace.